Hey guys, Eric Rule here. I've already posted my initial thoughts of the 2017-2018 Texas All-State Jazz Saxophone Etudes, but now I'm going to do my next stage is while I'm practicing my thoughts and going through and doing that. You can oftentimes see the end results videos out there, but I really don't find too many talking about how to practice the actual etude. So that's what I'm going to go through and do coming up, is show you how I practice the different parts that are going to be problems, how I go through and work them out, things to help you out that way. Before we do so, let's talk about sound. One of the biggest things as we go through and judge that is the sound. That's what we notice first when any time anybody plays is how they sound. And oftentimes we hear people trying to use the wrong mouthpieces for this. We hear them trying to use their C stars or their classical mouthpieces for this. You don't have to spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars for a good quality jazz mouthpiece. It's highly recommended to use the right mouthpiece for the right job. In this case, jazz. Use a mouthpiece that's more suited for jazz than your C star or your AL3s or AL4s. So for altos, I recommend you can use there's a number of ones that are cheap. Like I said, you don't have to spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars. You can find one between $100 to $150 that'll sound really good. I personally use the Russo Studio Jazz. Been using it for years. For alto, it's roughly $100 or so. Great mouthpiece. I use those, the Studio Jazz. Same thing for tenor. You can use those for tenor. I don't know the prices offhand, but they're probably nominal compared to some of the other ones. Myers are a good popular one to use. The Myers you can use on those also on tenor. On tenor, another good thing is to use the rubber auto links. You don't have to buy metal mouthpieces. Most people think you have to have a metal mouthpiece, especially when on tenor. You don't have to. Know a lot of great people that sound good on regular rubber mouthpieces. So the on tenor for jazz, normally I'll use a auto-link rubber. That'll help you out that way. Reeds, you don't have to use the jazz reeds as per se. For years I used just the regular blue box Van Doren. I did use the Jazz Select, which used to be the Rico, but the Ardio, or however you pronounce those now, the Jazz Select are pretty good. Now I'm using the Leger reeds, the plastic reeds, and I'm using their signature reeds. So I'm not even using their studio cut. I'm using their signature, which is a little bit darker, and I like that. So because you can always get volume. You don't have to be bright to get volume. Volume is something that comes with in the player themselves. So as you get those mouthpieces, practice with long tones. Anytime I have to go to a different mouthpiece, long tones, overtones. Those are great ways to work on that. You've got your ligatures within there, and practice, practice, practice. Another good thing is if your mom or dad are saying, I don't know, you're not really going to be a jazz player, why do we need to buy another mouthpiece? These mouthpieces will also help you being heard during marching band time. Would you want to use them during contest time? No. But they're great mouthpieces to use during marching, because then they'll give you that projection that you need for the brass in that way. So let's switch over and let's start taking a look at the music. Alright, so one of the things we notice is the speed of the tempo. It says 226. Obviously, I will not try to start at 226. I'll start slower. And the way I do this is I'll start with a good metronome bass type thing. I go through and use all sorts of apps you can use. There's always work the metronome. I've got such things. You can use a metronome. So I've got metronomes. I also have things like the iReal Pro, which has a good swing on there, and I can just program the chord changes or just blank chord changes. Or a lot of times I've got this one here called Drummer's Friend, which just gives me a nice groove. It'll come up, and I've got swing set to it. It's not a great thing, but there's plenty of apps out there that you can use that'll get you going through, and it'll just get you for a swing feel within that. Next, as I go through and do this, going to look at it. Now, as I went through and I gave my initial thoughts, I've noticed I made some changes to probably what I would go through and do. For example, I'd use side C. So I have 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I use side C here, going through. Be careful, is within this is you got the F sharp, E flat, F natural, E natural, F flat, F natural, E flat, E natural. Then I use 1 and 1 here to the B flat. So that it's very similar within that. I think I used in my initial posting, I said side, but I'm going to use 1 and 1 through there, going through all the way up. Ba-dee, ba-da-da. ba-da ba-da-ba-dee, ba-da ba-da-ba-da-ba-dee. I use side C through here and the 1 and 1 going to that and there. So then I go through and do that. Notice how I'm kind of ghosting that through in here, which is mean I'm pulling back slightly on there, but not too much. So going through and do that. So side C, 1 and 1, and then going through there. Let me move this down a little. Sorry about any jerkiness as we go through here. Now, as I go through this next part here, this starts on the end, so I make sure you're going through here, but I want to make sure I land. Ba-da-ba-da-da. So that's the big thing, is making sure I hit this. Going through ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-dee-da-dee-da-da-da-da-da. So that's a little almost a Parker quote in here. In fact, Rick Condit wrote a lot of nice Charlie Parker quotes in there. Ba-ba-da-ba-da. Nice going through here. If you want, you could take a breath. Side C here. So I'd use I think I'm using the bis, and then I'm using the side C coming down. Make it long. Dee-da-da-ba-da-da-da-da. This is going to go by so quickly that you cannot breathe within that. So you go from here almost all the way to here. Maybe a slight breath after this, but so I'm trying to make it from here all the way to here in one breath. All right. Beep ba da dee da da ba da ba do ba dee ba da ba da dee da da ba da dee da 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 da. Now I'm kind of mixed on this. I'm not sure. I'll have to live with this a little more. But this little Charlie Parker lick is isolated, is one by itself, a great Charlie Parker lick. But I'm not sure if I'm going to have this connected to that, or I'm doing a slight little break. This is one of the things that I'm working on. I will have to see whether I like it or not. I don't know. We'll find out my final decision. But right now, I'm kind of thinking about just a slight break in between. So also, using that 1 and 1 here, or 1 and 2, I'm finding out I'm liking this a lot more than the sides within it. Ba-da-da-dee-da, ba-ba-dee-da-dee, ba-do-da. Then we got going there, be-da-da, be-da-da. So we got to make sure, going through that, 1 and 2, ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-dee-da-dee-da, ba-dee-da-dee-da-dee-da. So I'm doing this little chromaticism there, ba-da-dee-da-da-da. So I'm making sure I'm hitting that beat right on. I'm not worried too much about the rhythm, but ba-da-dee-da-dee-da. So I go through and do that. Yeah, make sure you get the C sharp, not like I did the other time. So make sure you got that C sharp, accidentals carry through. Going down here, moving down some more. Sorry again, sorry about the camera, trying to get as smooth as I can. So next we have, whoa, tighten it up somewhere. Where does it need to be tightened? Something needs to be tightened and I'm not sure why. Well, maybe we can get this working this way. All right, so we got now within this, I'm not worried too much about this. I'm sorry about the camera. Kind of got darker on that. Don't know why. So I'm not worried about this. I'm worried about hitting that G downbeat. So I've got this little arpeggio going up to the 11th. So that's what I'm worried about. So first I work the arpeggio slowly. And then explode off the downbeat, hitting to there. So that's what I'm making sure I hit that on the beat. Then triple da dee da da, G sharp to G natural. So make sure you hit this going through dee da. So little chromaticism, A, G sharp, G natural, F sharp. Going through dee da 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 ba ba da ba. Now here's where the fun comes in. So I use side here, side A sharp, C sharp, excuse me, side C, not C sharp, side C, 1 and 1 or 1 and 2 A sharp, because accidentals carry through, to the B, side C, B, going through and doing that to there. All right. Also notice that's not going to be so long. So when I do this again, side A sharp, side C, 1 and 2 A sharp, B, side C, and going through. So Let me start back here. And you notice how there's a little ghosting on, but these will come out. I don't have to worry about accenting them too much because they're the high notes, which naturally are generated in bebop. If you go to my website, ericrule.com, and go under, I think it's publications or articles, I have one of my Jazz Basics in there, Jazz Basics article, and I'll put the link down in the information for this video. But it'll talk about how to use the bebop tonguing and how these will actually be created, so you don't have to worry too much about it. So let me go ahead and start here again. Now here's the big thing. Now I had to work on this a little, and this is still, sometimes if I'm not thinking, it still happens. So let me get this going through here. Is I use side C here, so that way I'm trying to avoid the flipping as much as possible. Side C, bis key, ba-ba-dee-da, this type of thing. Again, I'm not worried exactly about the rhythm, but it's the arpeggio going down to that downbeat. Very similar, like we had earlier, within this is going up to that downbeat. And also over here, ba-ba-dee-da, can you see it? I'm going to bring it down. So, but yeah, ba-ba-dee-da, it's start there, go chromatic up to there. Here, coming down that arpeggio to that ba-dee-da. Make sure you get the E flat there. For some reason, I keep wanting to do an E natural, but the flat carries through. Ba-ba-ba-dee-da-da-da, triplet da, da-da, triplet dee-da-da-da. Make sure you get the chromaticism here. Dee-da-da-da, A flat, G flat, F natural, E flat, D, G. Now, we really do not have time to breathe here because it's so quickly. This is just an eighth rest. And so what I try to do is I breathe here, and then I don't breathe all the way until I get to there. It's a long blow, but as you get faster, you go through. So quick review, side C, arpeggio down, make sure you get the E flat, hopefully I'll get it this time, but triplet D da da da, A flat da da da, A flat, G flat da 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 da. Alright, so 1, So da 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 dee da 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 da, and even at the speed that I'm going through, you notice there's not a lot of time because by the time I end that short note, this is already ready to go through there. Ba da 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 da, side ba da 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 da, and this is just a little written out term. So that's just going through and doing it. Now, let's go back to the top and let's talk about the actual working with the metronome. When I start with it, this as I go through, and I start it like in 4/4. So if I get my metronome going, hopefully you can hear this. So this is a slow tempo. So I go through and do that. Now, as I speed it up, about the time that I get it up to 200, not 220, about 200, then what I do is I switch it over to cut time. I start thinking in cut time. And what I do then, so then I had this, which is 140, not the world's greatest swing machine, but it gives me something. Even better if you have it is the band in the box. That's a great thing. So let me go back. So what I do now, yes, I'm going to quit, is then I go to my regular metronome, and as you can see now I've got it set it for 100 in cut time, and I have the two beats. So what I've got is 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4, and I'm thinking in cut time. So then I'm worried about the groupings of it. So at that point, I'm thinking about be ba da da dee da 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 dee da 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 ba ba da da dee da 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 dee da da da. But so this is a pickup into the downbeat. Ba da 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 dee da 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 dee da 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 dee da da da. So when I switch over to cut time, I'm thinking into this. So get to 200, switch your metronome over to 100, but put your subdivision so you can still hear the 1 2 3 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm thinking, making sure you're landing the big beats on the big beats. Going through pickup into the downbeat, ba dee ba da da, ba triple it da. So that's a downbeat within that. So what I've got to make sure is go, ba triple it da, ba da 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 da. So I'll go through and practice that. Ba da 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 da, ba da 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 da. So that's right off the downbeat, da triple it da. And actually, if you got your subdivisions, da triple it da, you'll hear the click on that. Ba da 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 dee da dee da da ba da. This occurs on the upbeat. So be da da ba da upbeat, which is nice that lock in if you got your subdivisions. Ba da da dee da 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 dee da 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 da. This happens on the upbeat again. Ba be ba da ba da da ba da 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 dee da da ba da ba dee ba da ba. Whoops! Did I move out of range of my finger? Yes, I did. I'm so sorry. Move it down. So then we have be da ba ba da. There we go. That's on the upbeat. Ba da ba da ba dee ba da ba da. Upbeat dee da da ba da da ba da 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 dee da ba ba. And this happens right on the downbeat. Dee da be da da ba da ba dee ba da ba. Now this is where it kind of gets tricky. Let me move it down just a little bit more, a little bit farther for you guys. So let me slow my metronome down just slightly for you. Let me start here. So what we have to make sure is right after this, there's the downbeat. Here's the next big downbeat is on that E. Ba ba da da dee da da da, ba da da. So that's a pickup into the next big beat. Ba da da, boom, ba da da. So this is big beat right here on the rest. So it's right after it. This is the upbeat. So if I sing it, let me slow it down just a little bit more. So then those clicks are going through, so but down beat, right off the upbeat. There's the upbeat. Just pick up into the downbeat. Ba da ba da ba da ba da la up, ba down up. So the C sharp's a down, E is the up, D is the down. Ba da la da. And we talked about this. This is right off of the downbeat. There's the other beat. Ba la downbeat. So if I practice that. And then I put the next part to it. So then I have triplet on the downbeat, this is on the upbeat. Ba ba da dee da da, and dee ba da 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 ba dee ba do da. Alright, so ba da li da, off the downbeat, make sure you hit that down, off the big downbeat here, make sure you land on this downbeat, triplet to the up. Ba da li triplet da da dee da da da, and then hit that G natural. If you need to, mark it G natural, because otherwise you'll forget. Going through. Moving down, G natural, going through ba ba da da dee da dee da. Next downbeat, you guess it, is the B, so that's a pickup there. Ba da 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 dee da da, B da, and remember that, so that's just that. Downbeat going to the upbeat, B da dee da. Make sure you hit the E there, so. Again, the E flat. So if I have. And then here. And remember, I am using that side C, ba blah da da da, triplet up. That triplet occurs on the upbeat. Ba ba triplet D. Make sure you hit the downbeat. Ba da da la dee da 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 dee da 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 da. So there's not a lot of time. So ba da ba. There's the big downbeat right there on the D. Ba da ba da. So then, that's why we don't breathe. Ba da ba dee ba da ba da ba da. There's a downbeat on that rest, and then the next downbeat here, so it's a pickup. ba-da, ba-da, dee, ba-do, da, yo-da. Now, one thing we got to be careful of is, this happens a lot in jazz, is that when we have a note that ends on the and part or the end part of a beat, not on a downbeat, that we really don't feel this downbeat. So the next big downbeat we can feel is a whole beat away. So I've got this at the upper, faster tempos, ba ba da da, ba da. So if I'm playing this, ba ba da da. So notice by the time that this note ends, this downbeat has already happened. So I really can't think of that. I got to think of the upcoming beat. Ba ba da da, da da, ba ba da da, ba da, ba ba da da, ba da ba da ba. So if I'm worried about big beat here, that's already happened. There's the next big beat, and this is just a pickup into that. Ba ba da ba da yo da, and then you do your turn. I'll do that another time, a little closer. The tempos are going through. So hopefully this gets you some ideas of how to practice it. A lot of times we see the end result, but we don't know how to go through and do that. There's a few spots through here we got to be careful again. I don't know why I keep wanting to do E natural there. I will mark it after I get done with this video. I'll put the E flat in there, mark it in there so I don't forget. Also, I'll mark that A flat and G flat just so I don't forget. Yes, it's okay to mark things. Everybody thinks, well, I'm smart enough. Professionals don't mark. We do if we need to. You do what you got to do to get it done. And if you keep forgetting it, mark it in so you don't have a problem. My general rule is if I miss it twice, mark it. Okay? So if you miss it twice, mark it so that way you don't have to think. You don't want to have to keep remembering. Just mark it so you can keep going on because there's plenty of other things that your mind has to go on. Keep working hard, guys, and I shall talk to you later. Bye.